Welcome to KUMP. It's a momentous week for the concept of peace. Peace in our time. Who said that? Who said peace in our time? Was that Stalin?
Was that Chamberlain?
I believe that was Trotsky as he was getting bludgeoned with a hatchet into the back of his head by agents of Stalin. He said, "Peace in our time, comrade." And then they snuffed him. Welcome to KUMP.
It was right. It is Neville Chamberlain.
Oh, it was about Hitler.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like, we're going to have so much peace with this guy.
There was a big, we didn't cover it. We should have done a live stream, I believe, to cover the Nobel Peace Prize awards. There was a few candidates that were in the front running, I suppose, for the John Dynamite Awards. There was little Greta Thunberg, who was beaten brutally in the streets of Israel.
A lot of the time, how come, when we get severely beaten out on the street, nobody offers us an award?
Because we're the Judas goat. We're the sacrifice being made in the name of diverse equality and progress. We're in the front lines of gentrification, and we need to be sacrificed like Judas himself. 30 pieces of gummy bears in my belly, and put me out to the brig. That's what my life's become. Welcome to KUMP. No, but seriously.
So Greta Thunberg was nominated.
I believe they nominated her. I believe, and then she was. I mean, I think she was like that whole scene in Game of Thrones with Cersei the Queen is dragged through the streets and spit on, and they go, shame. Yeah. I think they did it to her. That's what I've heard.
That would be pretty intense, I gotta say. I mean, I understand she's not a child anymore, but she's a very young woman. She's young-coded.
She's young-coded. It's a good way to put it. She's young-coded. She's autistic-coded. She's annoying-coded. No one first of all, I never liked Greta Thunberg, but I never saw people attacking her. And by the way, I don't know if they dragged her through the streets like Cersei. I don't know if that's true. All right, I didn't know. I'm not a Glenn Greenwald kind of guy. I'm a guy who I get things through a box in my hand. Information. Some of it from dubious sources, and I don't question them. All right, that's the way of the world. That's the world you gave me. All right, I want you to make that very clear. Stop acting like I'm supposed to. It was never my job to look at microfiche in the archives of Congress. At the Library of I'm like all the president's men. I'm like, did Israel really drag her to the streets and beat her for being on a boat? Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's not my job. You guys, and by you guys I mean a lot of different people, destroyed the press. All right, you destroyed journalism for whatever purpose. You didn't like the masks. You didn't like the pronouns. You didn't like racism. That's not just the right did it. What do you think the left did? The chilling effect of the left. I'm the only man alive anymore. Everyone else is a cog in the wheel. All right. So I wasn't trained to look at primary sources. All right. I have a PhD in history, so go study the Greeks. I don't care. I don't really care. Oh, yeah. And actually, in ancient Rome, they had eggs. Oh, did they? Who gives a shit? Really? I couldn't care less. Now, back to what we were talking about. This idea that poor Greta Thunberg, I don't know why she was paraded in front of the UN. It's not her fault. People act like it's her fault, right? It was her fault that, we all decide, kids want to. I used to talk about being from a different planet and flying up my mother's nose in a spaceship. All right? Yeah. I was a dumb kid.
Planet Wacko.
Yes. I didn't want to be that cringe. But yeah, no. I was a little kid. No one put me in front of the General Assembly. All right? No one did that. Because I was a dumb child. It's not her fault that we paraded this autistic girl and said, she's like, shame on you. It's like, it's not she's like, whatever. She should be spinning around in a circle in the middle of Rhode Island somewhere. Mm-hmm. Or Sweden. But whatever. But now she's here. And people keep complaining that she's famous while they talk about her. You can't complain about someone being famous when you keep talking about her on your platform. You're making her famous. She's just on a boat. She doesn't have a satellite, uplink. on the boat. She's on social media, and you're sharing it, and you're sharing it, and you're sharing it. She's just an autistic girl with a frog hat. And people say, I hope she gets pissed and shit on. What is that?
It's very porny.
Very porny. It's very porn-coded.
Yeah.
So she's just some kid. You don't like what she has to say? She's just some kid. Oh, she's 20. She's 22. You know what I was doing at 22? Being lonely. You know? What do you want from the world? I was talking about Kubrick a lot. He's great, by the way. If you haven't seen Stanley Kubrick, check him out. So Greta Thunberg's on a boat. They beat her allegedly. You know, they say
made her kiss the Israeli flag.
That's what the reports are. The Israelis claim there was nothing on the boat but margarita machines. I don't think that's true, but that's a fact you can choose. That's the great thing about the world now. You can choose your own facts. It's like those choose your own adventure books. It's you can choose your own facts. And you go, do you want to go with the one where Israel is saying she had a margarita machine? Nah, go with the one where they beat her up and she kissed the Israeli flag. That seems more fun. I want to live in that version. Let's branch off this reality. Whatever.
It seems like at the very least, the kissing, making you kiss the Israeli flag is real. Because I think other people have talked about that.
Oh, I never heard that. I didn't realize that was one of their gimmicks.
That's probably road for them. It's just like
kiss our flag.
You gotta make sure you bring the flag.
Well, everyone's kissing that wailing wall all the time.
Yeah.
I'll never kiss the wailing wall.
There's a lot of kissing.
I'll never kiss the wailing wall.
Israeli nationalism.
Yeah, I'm not into that. I don't get. I've been outspoken in the past. I used to love Israel. I don't hate it. I mean, whatever. I was a big nerd. About it. I used to be really into it, like all the operations the Mossad did. I was into intelligence stuff. I thought they were really cool, and there was a romance to it back in the day. You know, we got Eichmann. Like, yeah, get that guy. Yeah. You know, get that guy. Hang him.
He's a bad guy.
He was a bad guy. I mean, look. People question shit, but I don't. Is anyone saying that guy was a good guy? Like, what was his job then? If it wasn't real, what was his job? I mean, I don't know. Like, people go too far with criticism. They go, well, it's like whatever. Like, Eichmann was a bad guy. They got him. Mm-hmm. That was fine. Moshe Dayan with the eye patch. That was cool. You know, even after this October 7th, I'm like, you gotta retaliate. You can't just not do anything. It's a back and forth over the years. I get it. I didn't pay attention. All right. That's why I can't get into Doctor Who because I didn't watch the first 15 seasons. All right. I'm sorry. I'm not going to the 47 agreement, the 52 agreement, the 61 agreement, the Yom Kippur Accords, whatever. I don't know. You guys got to figure this out but like a year goes by, you're still bombing people. People are like, all right, what are we doing? Oh, you hate it. I don't hate anything.
And you're always weirdly around when things are going wrong over here.
Yeah. You like to make friends. You like to lavishly make friends. Here's some money. Woo! Give me some money. Just give me some money. Whatever.
So you think Netanyahu should get the Nobel Peace Prize?
I do not. I will not go down that road. I mean, I do. I think he should get some Burger King. Seems to like that.
He likes Burger King?
He told the Nelk Boys he liked Burger King.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I do remember.
How you forget the Nelk Boys? those, what do they do? What are they pranksters? Are they like the impractical jokers? I don't know what any of these men do. How do you make your money? You prank people on the internet? You go, hey, I'm in a wheelchair. Really? No, give me your money, bitch. Is that the impractical jokers? I don't know. I mean, I'd hate to see the dark side of that show, or the Nelk Boys. You know. It's like, hey, we're here to help you. Really? No, we burned your house down. Was the guy who set the fire in the Palisades that they caught this week? Was he one of the Nelk Boys? I don't think I wouldn't assume so, but I think they're LA based. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just don't know what this pranking is. Is that a prank? What counts as a prank? You know, I mean, we're entering a future now where pranking is going to get real nasty. And real high stakes. Oh
yeah, I mean now, especially now that people can just get into your body and skinwalk you.
Who? What's going on? What happened? Wait, what? What are you talking about? Skinwalk me?
Yeah, with AI, people can skinwalk you.
What are you talking about? Skinwalking? though? Is this like X-Files?
they can get into your. If there's.
Wait, slow down, Lucie. Slow down. First of all, subscribe. Let's take a beat. We're gonna say this. While we're taking a beat, how about you take this moment to subscribe to KUMP on YouTube and wherever you're listening, and help us to gain the notoriety we need to become journalists. All right, that's because that's we're trying to become citizen journalists, and we need your help. So please subscribe, and also we have a Patreon you can join, patreon.com/RayKump. We do an extra episode every week for like $5 a month, very reasonable. And these episodes are great. We just did one about hobos and the rise of hobos and hobo code, and how I hate hobo code. The idea that hobos would be writing messages in my front yard, it disgusts me. But you have to go over there and check it out because we don't have time for that now. So, you can do that or don't do it. We love you anyway. What are you talking about skinwalking? What is this?
Well, it's like the way that people can manipulate images with AI.
Oh.
You can get skinwalked.
I thought someone was 3D printing my skin, which doesn't seem crazy. I thought AI was allowing, the same way it would generate me a KUMP that also does, that looks like Adolf Eichmann. And then somehow you go, look at Adolf Eichmann and KUMP look the same because you get a fat man, you put his skin over my suit. And you make these aspersions. Go, look, he's part of the Eichmann. Like, I wasn't part of that family. We skinwalked you. So anyway, but yeah, so there's that. There's that. Yeah, people can do that to you. Mm-hmm. Why did the skinwalking come up? What was I referring to? The pranks?
Oh, the pranks are going to get dark.
Yeah, the pranks are going to get dark because, they're going to be, it's going to be Mr. Beast with a bunch of men, a bunch of goons, a bunch of big burly guys. Who knows where they're from? You'll never see them again, no matter what happens. No matter which door you choose, you won't see these men again. They don't exist. They're artificial. They're mercenaries. You know what I mean? There's a whole... That's what these wars are being fought for. Why? There's no WMDs. There's no WMDs. Why did we go to Iraq? So they could train an endless ocean of mercenaries who give up their identity for a stake in the game. That's what this is. It's as much as anything else, it's about creating an invisible pool of highly trained elite operators. As I like to be referred to. We're elite. We're tier 1 operators. Delta Force, Navy SEAL 6, right? Mossad top guy. Mm-hmm. French might have something. The Swedes, the German DHS or whatever it's called. The DR6 or whatever. They're very highly trained too. There's a lot of countries, not every country. I don't think Nigeria has their own tier 1 unit. Maybe they do. It's not going to be on the same level. But a lot of countries have these units, and you got to start a war to really train them. And then once you do, they can work in Bel Air or Malibu or Stad, wherever security is needed. You need to have these men who know how to do things, horrible things. That's more important to any, because this world's not run by countries anymore. It's run by corporations and rich people, mostly rich people. All right, and who do you think protects them? I've been amongst the rich sometimes. I've seen the men who would kill me. They're dead-eyed. And you can tell they're nice. They'll smile at you, and they don't even think it. It's the same way I look at a beautiful woman and go, ooh, breasts and everything else. They're looking at me. They're looking at me, and I don't think about it. I'm a happily married man, right? I am. But it's just,
and a vagina with everything on it.
Yeah. Vagina, the hips, the hair. Hips and lips, baby. Yeah. Before I even, my brain even clocks it. I'm seeing a person. My body has clocked it, and that's how they view me in the context of like how they would just butcher me, just slice me up. It's not an effort to them. It's just that's just how they operate.
Right, they don't struggle with it.
No, it's just they wish they could turn it off.
It's automatic.
It probably bothers them on their first date sometimes. Not with me, but they're not taking me on the date.
Right, but if they're on a date with a beautiful lady,
and they're thinking about how they, what if she's a trained operative? How would I chop her up? But that happens like in a split second that occurs. But it's still disturbing.
But with you, there's none of that conflict.
Right. You have to kiss a beautiful woman after you've thought about butchering her. That's what James Bond never shows you. is that in his head, he's already, by the time he's kissing that beautiful girl, he's still have a million different ways of butchering her. And sometimes he starts butchering her and then kisses him, I think, in some of these movies.
Well, yeah, sometimes he starts butchering them and then kisses them. Sometimes he kisses them and then has to butcher them.
Consent is very fluid in the British world.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that. I think we've got very hung up on this consent thing.
Romance is a very dark thing over there.
I mean, look, his heart stops, don't get me wrong. But if she, but she's a spy, is my point. Mm-hmm. Oh, is the killer spy not into it? I think she can be into it. I think she can respect the game, is my point. I'm not saying consent doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But like, the people would parse that. You have to know when you're looking at two killer spies, they might have a different way of interact. You can't judge that the same way you judge, me when I judge the boy who takes Anna Amy out to the prom, my daughter,
right?
My stepdaughter, or whatever she is,
Your ex-girlfriend's daughter.
Yes, if that guy, no, for him, consents are hard. There's hard lines.
Yeah,
and I'll break his hip before it gets to that point. I follow him around, and I'll break his hip. I don't care. No, that's my go-to move. Don't mess with Anna Amy. But here we're getting stuck in the weeds a little bit. Because the point is, what was the point? The point is pranks. Oh, an endless sea of men, right? Dark men, dark operatives, dark money. And it's just that's what these wars are fought for. So you have this whole pool of people, and they protect the rich, and they should, because the rich are scared, and they make a lot of money, and there's no reason they deserve protection.
The rich are good to that.
They're so good to us.
Yeah.
They look. I'm not here to be the guy saying, just watch your back. Is all I'm saying. Because these guys were trained in the blood of oceans, or the oceans of blood. Mm. You know what I mean. So pranking. Be careful when you prank. Is my point. Because people are going out there and they're pranking guys who have they have like butchers in their backyard. They have little camp out houses, where the men stay.
Have you ever seen? Have you seen that? Did you see that prank that was going around? Where it was
in Gaza, that big prank in Gaza.
This is just a disastrous prank.
Yeah. Prank's gone wrong.
No, there was a guy who was going around sticking a needle and sticking a fake.
Oh
needle
yeah, I did see that. There was a man who was sticking needles into men, and he got his ass beat, right?
Yeah, I mean, how could you not?
I would have taken the hammer out, and I won't say what happens after the hammer comes out. It's hammer time. All right, don't stick a needle in me, bro. Don't stick a needle in me.
Now is a very sensitive time to be attacking people with fake needles.
It's a very bad time.
A lot of people were freaked out by the jab.
Yeah. Dude, when I grew up, people it's still because I'm a grown man, and I don't have as much fear as I did when I was a boy. So when you can't judge these things equally. But probably the most chilling thing, it doesn't chill me anymore as much, but the most chilling thing I remember in my whole life, perhaps, maybe, is that story that's obviously not true. That there's a guy who went into a public bathroom and he sat down in the toilet and he felt a sting. He felt like a sting, and he looked down and there's a needle, and there's a piece of paper attached. It says, "Congratulations, now you have AIDS." Congratulations, now you have AIDS is the most chilling thing I've ever heard in my life. It's obviously fake. Probably. But the idea of that is so chilling. It's so and don't forget, when this was circulating, we didn't have PrEP or whatever it's called, Truvia, whatever was that sweetener, I'm not sure. these drugs that help people with AIDS, and it's not as big of a problem anymore. But when I was a kid, it was a death sentence. But congratulations, now you have AIDS. It's so
the pithiness.
Yeah,
the pithiness of a person who would set up a needle to give people AIDS.
It's so spiteful. It's such a spiteful thing to say. Congratulations, now you have it. Because you just picture someone who has AIDS. It goes look, and again, no one deserves anything. I was going to say no one deserves AIDS, but no one deserves anything. Some people deserve things.
No one deserves anything.
Some people if you do horrible things to a child, you deserve death and butchering and torture. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But most of the things in life, it's not. Here's the thing: it's not about deserve. That's really no one gets what they deserve. usually. That being said, no one deserves AIDS. And then, but you can also look and go, hey, like, you know, maybe I shouldn't have gotten a shoddy blood transfusion. Maybe I shouldn't have taken a cheaper blood transfusion. Or maybe I shouldn't have been a child whose parents were cheap. Or maybe I shouldn't have, you know, had sex with all those people.
Right.
Unprotected sex. Whatever it is. The idea of just being like, I'm gonna give this to someone, I'm gonna give this to people. Like, that's your reaction.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't, it's just to be like laughing about it. It's so brutal.
Yeah.
It's such a Mortal Kombat way of living. You know what I mean? It feels like a fatality in Mortal Kombat. Imagine with Sub-Zero and Scorpion were fighting. At the end, Scorpion's like, congratulations, now you have AIDS. It's so crazy. But I mean, so, you know, now people are like, you know, I guess a modern equivalent of that is COVID.
Yeah.
You know, the vax.
Right.
People feel that way about that.
Yeah.
That's their AIDS needle.
I could see some person who is anti-vax.
Yeah.
Getting stabbed by the needle prank guy.
Right.
And being like, oh no, like this is how they got me.
And either way, it's invasive and it's wrong.
It's not good.
One's not worse than the other. Perhaps. But the point is, so that guy going to jail? Got to beat him up? I don't think he should.
No, I think the prankster is going to jail.
Oh, good. Oh, right. He should be beheaded. Is that right to say? I think you should be allowed to behead people.
You can't be going around. It's one thing to go around doing this if you're it might actually be better if you're a criminal.
I don't. Yeah, things are tested. No, 100%. Right. Look, there's a thing about being a criminal. You could say this guy grew up poor. Doesn't mean none of these are excuses. Don't get it twisted.
No.
But there's reasons, right? People grow up poor. People grow up with abusive parents, treat them wrong. You know, whatever. They get warped. They get groomed. They get groomed. They get some kind of Oliver Twist situation with Fagin and the Artful Dodger. Things like that happen. All sorts of reasons. And like, and none of this is an excuse, but it's just, you know, there by the grace of God go I. But people who aren't, pranking is inherently a very privileged act, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if you're pranking, it's an act of like kind of like it's a rich kid thing.
Right. You're playing on how you're part of it is playing on how innocuous you see him.
Right. I move throughout society. I'm an aristocrat. My dad's an insurance salesman. Whatever. I mean, you know, my dad's what's another rich job? He owns a yacht club and he sells yacht club memberships. Whatever rich people do, my dad's one of those. And I go around pranking poor people. Doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem, especially, but now in a time. Look, you might love what's happening on the streets, and you may hate it, and I don't care. Either way, no, whatever. We'll get that in a minute. My opinions, it doesn't matter. It's a very testy time, is my point. It's a very amped up time. Whether part of the spectrum you're on, right? Whether you're doing it or you're getting it done to you, it's a very testy time, and no one needs to be pranked. Setting people off for no reason. How did we get so much into pranking?
So you're coming down on just anti-pranks.
You know what?
You're calling for a moratorium on pranks until we can find out what the hell is going on.
This is a real throwback comp because what did I say to you before we started the show? Well, this will be like a peace episode. We'll talk about peace in various ways. And somehow it became...
Right, yeah, you were going to make this the peace special.
The peace special. And somehow it became the prank special. But whatever. This is what KUMP is about. We're not. No one pays our bills except the fans sometimes on Patreon, and a little bit by watching ads, I guess. No one pays us. No country. No business. No brand. So we just go where the moment takes us.
We're totally independent.
Right, like Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
You think she's independent?
I'm sure she's got some money coming in from
You think
somewhere.
she's getting a Nike deal? Do you think Nike's sponsoring her under the table? Do you think she's gonna? So I wonder if Nike gives a bunch of money to people, and we never know some of them because they're waiting. If it goes well, they'll swoosh them up. They'll give them that swoosh. They'll give them that commercial. Remember, like they gave Colin Kaepernick one.
That's right.
And I mean, countless athletes over the time, but the political ones. Greta Thunberg. I mean, she's not an athlete. And she's not exact. I mean, she doesn't have a bad. I mean, I don't want to talk about her body. But she's not a fat girl per se.
Right.
She's fine. People Photoshop breasts onto her.
Yeah, they Photoshop big, giant breasts onto her.
Yeah, she's just a little girl, 22-year-old girl, whatever. I'm saying, little, she's a kid. She's an adult. She can be tried for crimes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to exonerate her. But she, I think Nike might be wanting to swoosh her up at some point. Greta went to the flotilla and she drank margaritas, and she said no. And then shame and global warming, whatever. So that's Greta Thunberg. Moving on to the other candidates, we had Trump, who ended the war in Gaza. Right? Is that the gimmick?
Well, he was gonna. And he might still.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ceasefire, and some people like Dinesh D'Souza, I've seen on Twitter. What is Dinesh D'Souza? What's his deal? What is he? Is he a filmmaker? He called himself a filmmaker.
Didn't he go to prison at one point?
Oh, right. Is he a prison boy? I wonder who he fought for in prison. I wonder which gang he had to gang up with. Is there
a robust Indian gang?
Well, he's Indian, right? Yeah. When you go to prison, because we talk about this a lot in KUMP. I never want to go to prison because I understand. I'm not one of these idiots that doesn't understand prison. I watched Big Herc. Shout out to Big Herc and the Fresh Out show. I've been watching it a while, but I think it's still on. And I think it's great. It's very it's intriguing. And, it really opens your eyes. There's no way to not be, if you don't, look, if you're white, you fight with the whites. If you're black, you fight with the blacks. If you're Hispanic, you fight with them. And if you don't, they're your own people. Beat they are your own people. Don't give me that crap. They're your people now. In prison, they're your people. And if you say they're not your people, then you're the first one they beat because you're a traitor. Or I didn't make the rules. All right, I don't have the power to make prison rules. All right, so that's just how it works. Now, yeah, it's a good question. Is there an Indian gang in prison? I never heard about that.
I could see them maybe sometimes getting absorbed into the Hispanic gang.
That seems racist. That seems more racist than anything.
I mean, if there was just one or two Indian guys in the prison,
right?
Maybe they end up going with
that seems so racist.
I mean, it seems racist, but prison is a racist place.
Why not Chinese guys? I mean, there's got to be at least a few. If there's a few Indians, probably a few Chinese, or they just not commit crimes like that.
It's possible, actually, they would get more absorbed into the Chinese.
It's Asia, at least.
Asia,
right?
Yeah,
and the Middle Eastern guy. I mean, look, sure. I mean, the problem is that Indians and then Pakistan. The problem with going to the Muslim guys is that they might hate India. I don't know what they feel because Pakistan is very much anti-Indian and vice versa. So this is the minutia. We need to do a collab with one of these prison guys.
Yeah.
Or just some guy in prison.
Yeah, I genuinely want to know, like, if there's a race where there's only one or two people,
right?
What happens?
Yeah, it's almost like that Dave Chappelle bit with the racial draft, but it's just in prison. Maybe we should do a collab with Dave Chappelle. Racial draft too.
Do you want to hear what Dinesh D'Souza did?
Why did you piff my? He's on. Look, he's catching a lot of heat because it's Riyadh Comedy Festival. Maybe we can get him to do the show with us because we'll just support him.
Yeah, possibly.
We need to align ourselves with people more. We can't just be an ocean or an island. But yeah, show me what Dinesh D'Souza's done.
Dinesh D'Souza did not go to federal prison, but he was sentenced to 5 years of probation for campaign finance fraud.
Oh.
Okay, so he didn't go to prison.
Well, more fool you, Lucie. More fool you for the disparaging name of John Dinesh Souza. John Philip Souza, whatever his name is. Why did he come up even? What's the point? Oh, that people are... What was it? Do you remember? Where are we here? We're Trump. Oh, the peace process. Dinesh D'Souza was complaining on Twitter. I saw that people. Why isn't it? No, he's not the only one. Why isn't everyone? The people who are against the Gaza genocide or whatever they call it, Operation Gaza. If you don't call it a genocide, what do you call it? Just a fun couple of years. What is it?
Right. Yeah.
The war, I guess. You call it the war. They should be celebrating now, which I don't know. First of all, no one knows if it's going to hold. I mean, didn't we already have one like 2 weeks ago and nothing happened?
Yeah, like it, I mean, it's fragile for sure.
It's always fragile. But I'm very happy that
that's why you need to give out prizes for it.
You need to give out prizes. You should. Trump probably should have gotten it, so he'd be held to the fire. Now they didn't give him to the Peace Prize, which apparently he's complained about not getting it. I don't think he should. It's a bad look. I don't think anyone should take this prize. You know what happened? Try to think of a scenario where I get the Peace Prize.
Let's say that you came up with a new and improved hobo code.
A new hobo code.
A more ethical hobo code.
A more ethical hobo code where I get to write the code. I give a new out because just a little primer. The hobo code is like if a hobo came to your house during the Depression and you said I'll do a few hours of work for some stew with a bit of money, right? Mm-hmm. And you gave him the stew and then now go to work, fix that fence, and he fixes it, and then then you don't give him the money. You go, get out of here. What are you gonna do about it? You're a hobo, right? Yeah. And he writes a little thing on your post when you're not looking, your fence post.
Right, he draws a skull on your post or something.
Yeah, some symbol and says, what's that mean? It means a dishonest man lives here, which is disgusting. Again, this is the whole point of the painting. This disgusts me. This idea that they're doing a little, but I do make a new alphabet for the hobos, for the people who are losing their homes now and they will in the near future. We're all going to be hobos soon. We're all going to be, but you can't just stay in one place. And I'm going to make a language for us that you can share, but it's going to be limited. You can't just slander a guy, right? There's certainly like a rating system for hobos. Mm-hmm. I'll make Yelp for hobos when you come to a person's house. And some people go, I don't want a hobo coming to my house at all. I'll just, I'll shoot them. I have guns. That maybe. Yeah, I can't. I don't know what to do with that, but I'll make it. I will make a language.
You do. Yeah, that's your thing.
That's your thing. I'm not the law. So you're gonna offer me the Peace Prize for this?
Yeah, we'd like to nominate you for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Who? The Nobel Peace? I mean the dynamite? The guy who made dynamite?
Yes.
You can keep that war prize.
People like
keep it up your ass, Nobels.
Yes, Alfred Nobel.
Alfred Nobel committed dynamite and they killed more people than the Black Plague.
I mean, to be fair, it also really helped construction.
Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we wouldn't be able to make Mount Rushmore without dynamite, so I guess it's okay that he killed 1.5 million people. 100 million people were killed by dynamite in the 20th century.
This is a very it's a banal kind of thing to point out.
He invented gunpowder.
Look, it's a great honor. I wouldn't turn down this Nobel Peace Prize.
I'm turning it down. Wait, does it come with money?
Yeah, it comes with money.
How much money?
$1 million. All
right, let's shut up for a second. This will really help us. Yeah, okay. So I mean, I guess we'll do that. I'm gonna. So what's going on? So who did win the Nobel? Who was anyone else up for it? Besides, there's the person who won. We'll get to it in a second, I guess. It was a Venezuelan woman, right?
A Venezuelan woman ultimately won it.
What did she win for?
Karina Machado.
Let me put this up on the show. This is Karina Machado. And what did she win for?
She was the opposition leader against Maduro in Venezuela.
Was she the one who told us where the boats were to blow up? I mean, is that what she won? Was she the boat rat?
Part of me wonders if this was like on some level, if it was supposed to be like a partial concession to Trump.
Right.
Like it's like, well, we're not going to give it to you, but we'll give it to like a woman who kind of.
Right. Well, let's set the table of it.
What you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, just to be clear, because I think a lot of people I didn't know until we watched this that. So her deal was that she was the opposition, I guess, in the last election, and she won supposedly, or people think she won. She claimed victory, but Maduro, they strong arm her or whatever.
Yeah.
And
they
so
said, get out of here, you rat.
Get out of here, you rat. And she had to go rat hide in a cage.
Right.
Which I get. I don't begrudge anyone rat hiding in a cage. Sometimes you got to do that. Look, sometimes pranks go bad, right?
Sometimes you end up in the palace.
Yeah.
Sometimes you end up in a box.
In a box full of rats. I'm not saying she's a rat, but I'm just saying they'll throw you. Here's the thing I'm gonna give you. Let's break it down for a second. I'm gonna take this off the screen. Sometimes in life they throw you to the rats, and you have to choose whether you become a rat or you stay a man. Mm. That's life in a nutshell. Everyone gets thrown to the rats. Do you become a rat? Or do you stay a man? Do you do pranks like the Nelk Boys? Or you keep your head up high And you reject that Nobel Peace Prize because the man made dynamite and he killed 100 million people. All right? That's how this works. You get to choose your own adventure. You get to choose your own facts, but you also get to choose what you are. You can be Thomas Jefferson. And don't give me that slave stuff. All right? Everyone's got their... You can't just nitpick everything. You can be John Adams. You can be his cousin, Samuel Adams, who also made... He's so busy, he made beer, too. Right? Or did he not make the beer? I don't know. Was that just a branding thing? Doesn't matter. Back to the show. I just want to get that clear to people. I'm here to inspire men.
Yeah.
Lucie, don't give me that look.
I think it's true. I think you make a good point.
Just because I'm not friends with a lot of men doesn't mean I don't want to inspire them.
I think you're friends with plenty of men.
All my friends are men. I don't believe in having women friends.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't want to listen to women.
It's
I don't hear anything from a woman, honestly. I mean, I love my wife, I respect my wife, but like, what happened to this whole just your wife is the woman you listen to? Would you want me listening to some woman talk about stuff?
You only listen to one woman.
Yeah, that's the point of marriage. It's not, sex isn't your whole life.
I would kind of consider it cheating if you listen to another woman.
Right. If I'm listening to the Red Scare girls talk to Nick Fuentes all day and oh, don't make fun of a vocal fry. I don't know. First of all, I'd love to do the show, ladies. Have me on the show. But I mean,
You bring up a good point. It's actually kind of beneficial for a guy to be a little bit chauvinist.
Yeah.
Because then it's he's not just developing crushes on other girls all the time.
Right.
From listening to them too much.
I don't look. You don't understand, men. If any man worth his salt, when he sees a woman who's halfway attractive, you don't get I'm not saying the blood starts flowing, but you clock it. And these guys, I don't want to be one of these guys who's just I want to make sure I still got it. These guys have been married for 15 years, but it's actually more noble just to cheat on your wife. These guys who just want to be flirty and this and that, it's beneath you. Mm-hmm. All right? I don't want women in burqas, but if that's what it takes, it's what it takes. I'm just saying, listen to your wife, all right? And if your wife isn't smart enough to listen to, then you screwed up. I don't know. Don't listen to me.
So you don't want to hear anything from this Karina Machado?
No. Does she have something to say?
She says, "I'm in shock."
You and me both, lady.
Yeah.
That's it. Prove me wrong, huh? I'm in shock. I'm also in the cave. I thought there'd be more. Yeah. No, this is great. Honestly, they should have given it to Trump. I mean, we gave this prize to Barack Obama, right? And what did he do with it? I'll tell you what he did. He blew up 100 million Pakistani weddings.
Yeah, it went straight to his head.
He just and then he said, how could I, the man with the Nobel Peace Prize, be the man who makes the Pakistani brides die? And stop rhyming, Barack. That wasn't quite a rhyme anyway. But seriously, he blew up. He used Predator drones with Hellfire missiles, and he just went to town on these. I mean, it wasn't just weddings, but there was a lot of weddings.
To be fair, I mean, look, not to make an argument here, but it maybe does serve the purpose of peace.
To what? Blow up Pakistani weddings?
Because in the past, it would have just been men shooting up the Pakistani weddings,
I think you misunderstand. It was in the name of anti-terror. It wasn't like a feud. He wasn't fighting. He wasn't using Predator drones to fight Pakistani feuds.
No, I know.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, in the past,
I don't understand.
Our anti-terror murders of innocents,
right?
Would be, they'd have to be carried out by men.
Oh, so you're saying that Barack Obama and his bloodlust, because I want to kill. Mm-hmm. There used to be a thing in the army. Maybe it still is in the army. Confirmed kills and who gets to kill, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of with cops, who gets the collar? When you arrest a guy,
right?
And I guess it's kind of getting scalps almost, right? Like back in the day with the Indians, or, whatever, fighting the men. And you scalp them and get those scalps, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that. You correct me if I'm wrong. You seem to be saying Barack Obama was no, I want my scalps, like Brad Pitt and the Inglourious Basterds. I want my scalps all myself. I'm gonna blow up the weddings with these computer drones, right? So these Navy SEALs, these Delta boys, they can't get none. And then because they probably get, you know what it is? They probably got bonuses. I bet you tell me. I would love to speak to a Navy SEAL / Delta boy / I'm sorry, Delta man. You know, whatever. The D boys, I've heard them called. Whatever. Like Black Hawk Down. Doesn't matter. The point is, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I assume, look, if I'm training that hard, no one's hiring me as a Navy SEAL. But if I'm training that hard and I'm becoming that elite, that tier 1, and then you go, well, I get a bonus every time I kill some guy, right? Like, no. What? What are we doing here? Why do they get so good? Then you could argue, well, the payoff is when you join the mercenary forces. And there's a big payoff for that. And I think they do have that stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was a bonus and Barack Obama only did the drone stuff because he wanted to keep the bonus out of their hands. Because, you know, he wanted to give that to some, like, you know, pregnant woman. Some unmarried pregnant woman on the streets. You know? Right. I'm just saying, if your point, Lucie, is that Barack Obama took food out of the Navy SEAL's son's mouths, took all the food and candy out of the mouth of a Navy SEAL son, and gave it to a married pregnant woman, I wouldn't disagree.
Like, these are all really dirty deeds.
Yeah.
I want to shift to something more positive.
Sure. What we got? This is who? This is
Chris Pratt.
Christopher Pratt, a big fan of his from the Mario movie.
Would you say that he's the most charming man in Hollywood?
I would not. I mean, whatever version of that you're talking about is Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
I would not say Chris Pratt's charming. I used to find him somewhat charming in the first 1 or 2 Guardians movies, Avengers: Infinity War. But he's kind of had that was like 7 years ago at this point. I can't remember anything he's done in 7 years that's been even slightly just like goofball charm. I mean, you know, Jurassic World, that was before that. Wasn't very, but go on.
Well, how would you feel if I told you that the most charming man in Hollywood is a Christian? Is a Christian man? Well,
yeah, that being Christian is fine. I'm a Christian. I'm a Catholic Christian man.
Yeah.
I follow the Pope.
Are you though?
Yes, I follow the Pope. I'm not like a son of Anglicanus who will want to undo the Pope. No, I understand you might not agree with the Pope, but I just don't know what kind of system we can build.
Right.
By the way, if we're gonna say the Pope is the God's right hand man, I don't know, but then if we disagree with him, what about that? Like what? I mean, shouldn't that make you agree with? Shouldn't that change your mind at all? I love how the Pope. We talked about this last week, didn't we? How the Pope has no persuasive power whatsoever. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't say something you agree with, he's wrong. he must be a demon.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying I agree with what the Pope said on a secular level, right, or on a logical level with the immigrants and stuff. I mean, I do think compassion. I think you should at very least open your eyes to maybe this immigration situation should be handled with at least a little more appearance of compassion. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's wrong with the appearance of compassion sometimes. I don't know what's wrong with just maybe taking it down a notch and still getting the job done. Whatever.
Right. Like, they're not supposed to be like, you know, religion. People have had their issues with organized religion over the years. Yeah. But one thing that's never struck me as particularly controversial about it is that, like, no, we're not just going to, like, be responding knee-jerk to every, like, change in the political atmosphere. Right. Like, we have our principles. They transcend politics.
So you're saying the Pope should shut his mouth? I wouldn't disagree with that, but no. I'm not allowed to say that. That's the thing.
No, I'm saying, like, the Bible, like, there's definitely parts in the Bible that say stuff about kindness to foreigners or whatever. Sure. You know. I
don't think Jesus said, like, you know, love each other as I have loved you. Unless they're from a different country. Right. I mean, no, I don't think that's what he said.
And then the Catholic Church is an international organization.
Sure. So, you know,
they're not just going to shit all over South America.
I get it if you're saying the Pope's dumb. I'm just saying you're not allowed to say that. Whatever. Right. I mean, I'm just saying I'm bound by it. It's either real or it isn't. Right. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. If it seems like really stupid and crazy, I don't know. Did we buy in or we did not buy in? Mm-hmm. People just don't want. They want to change their team in the middle of the game.
Right.
Seems crazy to me.
Yeah, the Pope is like the only person who can be.
They think the Pope was somehow subverted back in 1958 by St. John Bosco or something.
Yeah. Right.
And a demon got in there.
It's all supposed to have gone wrong at Vatican.
Some kind of capoeira right? He took a capoeira statue or something a couple years ago, and that's part of the problem. He accepted a capoeira statue or some other thing, Hachimoto or something. There's something he accepted. It's a statue. It's a whole thing. Yeah. No, it's a whole. We can do it. Me and Tim talked about it a few months ago. It's a whole.
Isn't Vatican II kind of the cutoff of where a lot of
no? That's the whole gimmick. Yeah, right. He's not speaking Latin anymore. That's the problem.
Right.
I thought it was okay. I think it's better if people know what they're saying. But whatever. So Chris Pratt.
Yeah. He's not Catholic, by the way.
He's not. No, he's not going to heaven. Yeah.
God is real. God loves you. God wants the best for you. Believe that. I do.
So is that church?
Is that Aubrey Plaza behind?
Wait, who's that?
Is that Aubrey Plaza behind him?
I don't know. Is it, baby?
Is this AI?
Start over. No, this is real, I think. What?
God is real. God loves you. God wants the best for you. Believe that. I do. Learn to pray. It's easy, and it's so good for your soul. And finally, nobody is perfect. People are going to tell you you're perfect just the way you are. You're not. You are imperfect.
All right, we stop this.
But there's a powerful force.
Yeah. So, and I'm just gonna say, just in case that might have been cut off, because who knows? This is at the MTV Movie Awards. They might get nasty and say you can't let to play this. We'll see. We'll see if it's copyright struck. But what you would have saw, just in case, what we saw there was Chris Pratt talking about God at the MTV Movie Awards. I think it's fine. I think people look. I don't think the secular thing has helped anybody. Right? Mm-hmm. The Crusades, people died. We didn't stop dying, did we? This whole we didn't get rid of more people died in the name of Jesus. I don't think it's true. I mean, the Crusades were a couple wars. There's a couple Crusade wars. A lot of them weren't about God. They were about land.
Right.
Most of them were about land.
Well, people just confuse the idea of a war being about religion and religion being used as a tool to kind of propagandize a war.
It's used to propaganda everything, and that's good. Look, we haven't done well not being led. Right? Yeah. I don't want to be a sheep. Sheep seem happier than us. All right? I mean, it's like I think in the Matrix, where everyone's like, oh, we chose to see the real world, and you're all eating puddles of goo. Mm-hmm. Well, and then Cypher the rat, John Pantaleone gets to eat a nice steak.
Right.
I think that steak looks nice. I'd rather eat the steak. And he's like, oh, I look at the Matrix and go, it's just a bunch of zeros and ones, not a juicy steak. I don't care. Mm-hmm. I agree with him.
It's also just religion. If you already have kind of the right instincts, religion will just make you less lazy about them. Sometimes.
Sure.
But people will say oh, if you need the Bible to tell you not to murder, right, then you're just a bad person. It's fair enough.
I do think that's true, but I think most people are.
But also, it's what if you're a person who actually thinks it's good to help people, right? But you're just depressed and unmotivated. Yeah. It's religion can put people over like that.
You read about the prodigal son, about the son who went out and partied and whored, right? And gambled, and then he took his father's money. Give me your money now. Give me your inheritance now. I'm gonna go piss it away. And then he comes crawling back, and he's like, I'm back. And he's like, I'll work the fields. Now you're my son. Come slaughter a calf. And the other son was like, wait, I've been sitting here the whole time doing the right thing, and you won't even let me slaughter a little calf. We've talked about this, right?
Right, yeah.
It's a famous story. And you go, shut your mouth. All right? You're always here. I have you whenever I want. This is my son's, my real son's back. The son I love is back, right?
Yeah.
And go slaughter that calf and feed it to him, really you rat son. and it makes me so mad reading that story in the Bible that it inspires me to succeed despite that son. Right? So it's no, here's the thing about religion. As long as you say, yes, I believe, you can believe whatever you want. You can take it however you want. Every successful person in history has been, except for Stalin, has been religious, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe Mao Zedong. I'm just saying that you think they're all true, but no, you just kind of go, yeah. I mean, I believe in the resurrection. Mm-hmm. I believe in the Trinity Church.
Right.
Right? And the right hand of God and Jesus and all that. That being said, you know, like you don't have to go into details. You learn a few Bible quotes to get by. It's okay, right? You know, John 36:10, whatever it is. What's the big one? John 11:22.
Right.
Whatever one they play at football games. Romans 9:40, 9:30.
And there's so much infighting, and I get it. Like people believe fundamentally different things. But it's like the whole like Protestants giving Catholic shit for putting Mary's pussy on a pedestal.
Hey,
or like, you know,
they do,
like,
but yeah, they do.
It's like, and they do, but it's like, it's also like, is this really the deal breaker that like you're honoring the Mother of God?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
like,
No. Also, you know, it's such a Protestants are such a shit. Like a hey, we're trying to burn these witches. We can't be. You know, we don't want them invoking Mary.
Yeah.
It's like we want to burn witches.
Right.
I'm so sick of this WASP thing of like, you know, oh no, yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, the Catholics with their idols and their smoke, you know, their incense.
Right.
I used to wave.
It's fun.
Exactly, it's nice. You wave around the smoke and you go, look at what we're doing.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. I just like follow the priest with the incense. I'm like,
That's why cool shit be coming out of Catholicism. You know, vampire novels and stuff.
Yes.
Like it's just a cool aesthetic. It's a cool goth aesthetic.
What's better? You watch David Simon's The Wire and you go, what's the villain? Just bureaucracy and apathy and entropy? Oh, what are we gonna do with this? Or Satan? Wasn't it better that we're fighting Satan and not just, you know, bureaucratic ineptitude? And stat. Oh, it's because the police chief has to follow stats, and then the mayor's got his own agenda. How about Satan? How about we fight Satan for a second? Right?
Right.
Just saying. People want to make a problem for themselves. People want to be like, you know, oh, the real problem is, you know, there is no. That's the thing. What do you hear when you go on the Joe Rogan Experience, which I haven't, famously. Mm-hmm. But he loves to talk to these people who go, no, actually, you can't know anything. Right? These grifters. No, he's fine. But there's a lot of people on that show, and some of these people, you know, he's like, oh, you got to do 10,000 hours to know anything. Hey, Malcolm Gladwell, how about you? How many hours you spend in that plane? Malcolm Gladwell, right? You know, or these people who go like, you know, these people just in general. It's not only Joe Rogan Experience, but these science people in general. They go, you actually can't know anything because the more you know, whatever this horse shit is, these cycles of like, you know, secularity. It's all about, you know, like the uncertainty principle and shit. If you look, you know, Schrodinger's cat, both things. You got God and Satan in a box, and the cat's dead. You know,
right?
It's a horse shit. I'm just saying, like, it's just why not have a few years? The pendulum needs to swing. All right. Sometimes it's nice when things are going good. You know, when you're making money at the casino. When you're rolling sevens and fours or whatever it is in craps, right? When you're hitting the jackpots on the slot machines and you're winning the poker, yeah. Oh, it's all like a karma, and we're all just part of a universe. And who knows why people win and lose? And I'm not gonna give any of this away because it could have you get it and you lose it. I mean, it means nothing. It's all fun. When shit hits the fan. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear about how, like, there's no, you know, you need to hear the meek will inherit the earth.
Yeah.
Later. That's what this is about. I mean, there's a reason they came up with this. Jesus, I mean. Because it's like, it's not, it keeps the wheels flowing. Why don't I have a house? Because you're going to get a big one when you die. That's the whole gimmick, and we're throwing it away at the same time. Things are starting to get real dicey with the robots and the AI, and then the Earth's getting hot, right? And the fires starting to feel like hell. And you go, well, where's Jesus? He's always here. Remember the Footsteps poem? Footsteps?
Yeah, I do remember the footsteps. Yeah.
Footsteps. Is that what it's called? Stepfoots? Wait, does that sound right to me? Footsteps?
Is this just me, or is that a creepy story when you were a kid?
Footprints.
I remember
Footprints.
I remember hearing
Footsteps.
the footprints.
Footsteps.
The footprints in the sand.
Footsteps. No, it's weird.
Footprints in the sand. You hear that parable.
Yeah.
When or it's not even a parable. It's
a poem someone wrote.
It's a poem.
All right, if you're not familiar with footsteps, it goes that basically, hey Jesus, I'm here. I'm walking in the sand like a bum. I just lost my house. My wife thinks I cheated on her. I didn't cheat on her. I emotionally cheated. Maybe you could argue I emotionally cheated, but I have cheated in the past, and my kids might die. And you're not here. Why aren't you here? I looked down, and it's just my footprints the whole time, right? And I'm very cognizant of that. How many footprints I have in the sand? And he goes, hey, dummy. You see how he's only one set of footprints? Because I'm carrying you. I'm carrying your ass. He goes, oh, I didn't realize. So it's your footprints.
That's so funny because usually the way that story is told, it's kind of like in the past tense. It's like I see that there were times where there were two footprints in the sand, and you were with me.
Oh,
but then there were times where there was only one pair of footprints.
Oh, okay.
And Jesus is like, well, those are the times when I carried you.
Okay,
but when the story is being told in the present tense, it's so much more aggressive. Like, hey, I'm carrying your ass, stupid.
Well, I didn't realize. It's like
really, because it feels like I'm the one walking. No, right. I'm carrying you.
It doesn't seem like you carry me. It seems like it seems like the worst times of my life. You think the times you carry me would be the best times, but I guess you're saying I don't know. It's like it's all a mystery. See, this is my problem. Stop asking people what they believe. As long as they believe, no one should be able to judge you. If you accept Jesus Christ, that's it, and you can just in your head you can do whatever you want. But I, by the way, do believe.
You do believe?
I believe. What are you gonna say? What can you say about it? You can't say boo.
I would never say anything. I mean, I would never. You know, if
you'd be silly to say something.
If you wanted to start going to church again, yeah.
No, we might start going to church. We should. We really should. I should get my sins forgiven, just in case. Yeah. Just in case I jump off a building.
The only thing about Catholicism is that
what?
It's hard to forget just because I happened to grow up in it while it was happening.
Yeah. Oh, the scandals.
The scandals.
Well, look, I mean, you did a lot of scandals. There's a lot of places people can go. Maybe the Catholic Church built a place where it's like if you did a scandal, we'll just say if you did a scandal, they would send you to an island where you could basically they would undo the scandal. But now we've come to learn that a lot of other islands exist.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so I think these other religions might not be any better.
Unitarian islands, if you
will. Sure. Yeah, exactly. Zoroastrian islands.
Maybe we should. I would like to check out Calvinism.
Which one? So I know that there was a contingent of Calvinists. Didn't they do like the English Civil War?
I'm not sure.
I think that was Calvinist.
I want to live by TULIP.
By TULIP? What is that?
They go by TULIP.
What is that?
It's like an acronym for. There's different parts of it, but basically it's like, God's will is predetermined. Like there are only so many people who will be let into heaven. There was like very little room.
No, I don't like this exclusionary thing. I like a big Jesus accepts. You do the right thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it does anyone any good to be like only a certain amount of people get in. Who is that helping?
Well, the idea is that it's so few that it's like you'd be kind of foolish to act like you were one of them.
Yeah, all right. So you look.
It's like I think the idea is that like. There's very little room for repentance. Like there's kind of like a chosen few who might be able to repent.
You don't want the worst people in the world to have no out.
Right.
You don't want some guy like, look, I've already butchered 16 women. I guess I'm not gonna. It's like some idiot trying to think like some guy who like fucked off like 2 years of high school, and he starts getting his shit together in junior year, and like, you think he's gonna try to get into Harvard? It ain't gonna happen, buddy. It ain't gonna happen. You're not getting into Harvard.
Right.
Now, state school, a nice state school you can get into. You can shape up, right?
So you think there should be a lower tier heaven?
I don't think the idea is to make it. I think we've learned that smug people who think they're the chosen, it doesn't help anything. These smug Calvinists.
Yeah, but I hate it when a guy who spent years butchering innocents then goes like, "Oh, I'm repentant. I'm a Christian now." That doesn't. It seems like that wouldn't fly with the Calvinists.
Right. Well, exactly. But then so he'll just keep butchering.
Right.
You're not thinking about the ins and the outs. I think I can think like a butcher. That's my gift from God. God allowed me to think like a butchering man with all the hopes and dreams. So, look, we'll end on this. Is the idea? I don't know what this Chris Pratt thing is about. Why we brought it up? Why it's news? I mean, I get good for him. I hope. What did he win the award for? Mario Brothers?
I'm not sure. Was it some kind of Jurassic World thing? Maybe.
This guy loves to make dinosaur movies. I mean, I remember him from the Parks and Rec show. It was all right. It got old. But apparently, Amy Poehler's new show is very well liked. It's on The Ringer, and I like some of their content. So maybe we should try to get on the Amy Poehler show.
Yeah.
Shout out. Let's do a letter writing campaign. Put this on the Amy Poehler. Tell her we know Chris Pratt through the church. She can't question it. She can't. What are you gonna do? Like, start looking to the church? No. You go, oh, one of your church friends. I met you talking to Chris Pratt and probably I actually had one of your church friends on my show. His name Ray Kump. Like, who?
Honestly, that would be it's kind of a great networking scam.
Yeah.
Just start finding out where all the for all these people we want to get a rub shoulders with.
Yeah.
Rub elbows with.
Well, Scientology is the whole thing.
Where they go to church.
That's why Scientology exists. People were doing that back in the day, probably, and like we need to have it. As much as we need to do whatever we do, which as L. Ron Hubbard's point of view, they like the idea of like, no, when I go to church, there's a tier system, and the famous people have their own kind of tier. So like there's no implication like, hey, we're in church together. No, we're not. You're my servant, right? When Tom Cruise goes through his church. I mean, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I mean, I like Tom Cruise. I think he's a great man. I don't question it. Right? That being said, these people, they're not as equals.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Scientology. Help me out. I feel like you get quiet when I talk about the Scientology church.
I don't want to piss them off.
I don't want to piss them off. I think it's great. I think it's great that that's the benefit.
Look, when you look at somebody like Tom Cruise, it's easy to feel like maybe there is something to the Scientology thing.
Sure, he's very good at stunts.
Because he's great at stunts.
Yeah,
he doesn't seem to have a lot of fear in him.
I like. How about this? That's a great point. Yeah.
But then obviously, there's also people who end up dead in the bathtub. So.
Well, I don't know who you're referring to, and it sounded like they didn't believe. But. It's a great note to end on. Stunts, not pranks. Stunts over pranks. That's the way to live your life. That's the way to find peace in the Middle East and in your heart. No stunts.
Yes, stunts, no pranks.
Right. Yes, stunts, no pranks. Thanks so much for tuning in to KUMP. And don't forget, subscribe and patreon.com/RayKump. And everything's going to be great. We're entering the best time or the worst. You can ask Charles Dickens.